Hello, my name's Kristen Farmer, and I'm an in-house attorney at REMAX LLC in Denver, Colorado, and I'm a member of the Young Practitioners Committee. With me here today is Crystal Praise, an associate at Fenwick in the New York office. Thank you for joining us, Crystal.
Happy to be here.
A little bit about Crystal's background. Her practice focuses on trademark matters, and she supports clients both in the technology and life sciences industries. She advises on brand management, prosecution, dispute resolution, enforcement, among other things. So we appreciate you taking the time and sharing some of your wisdom with us.
Absolutely.
So Crystal, looking back at your first few years of practice at Fenwick or your previous firm, what practical tip do you wish you knew in those first few years?
Definitely. So I think most young practitioners probably hear this often from their colleagues, but law school doesn't really teach you how to be a lawyer. I think I would say take those practical skills classes, intern or summer clerk, where you want to work and the type of place you want to work at, a firm, in-house, maybe with a nonprofit organization. Really get that practical experience so you know what it's like before you step into those shoes on your first day at the office. You kind of have an expectation there. Especially when I remember when I first started at a firm, how do you bill a client? How do you write your time entries, and those things are not taught in law school. So try to get that practical experience when you can.
That's great advice. Did you have a favorite practical class in law school that you took and recommend?
Yeah, I actually took contract drafting, and as daunting as that sounds, it was taught by a lawyer who was in-house with a music corporation, and he made it a lot of fun factually, but I really gained a lot of the contract draft skills that I use today from that class. And as scary as it was to go into a practical skills class, you're in law school, it was probably the most valuable experience I got.
Yeah, great preparation for entering the real legal world. So who would you say was the most influential in helping you as a young practitioner?
Definitely. I would say my colleagues. I think that every firm or job opportunity I had, the more senior maybe associates there or the even paralegals or administrative staff there was just helpful. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and they had the most knowledge about the firm, how the firm ran or how the company might have ran, and what the expectations might be of the partners. They were just a great resource, and were just very helpful in the beginning. And then the most influential would be the partners that I learned from. And to this day, the partner that I still work with is probably the most influential. I just have learned so much from her, and I'm trying to absorb it all like a sponge still. But I would say my colleagues were definitely the most influential and the most helpful.
That's great. Yeah, there's so much to learn once you come out of school, and so many great resources, especially like at a firm and different roles that have been there for so long. So that's great to hear. Do you have any advice that you give yourself as a young practitioner?
Yeah, I think law school is stressful, right? we all went through it. And starting out can be a little scary, but I think you should just take a step back and, give yourself a pat on the back for everything you've accomplished. Enjoy the ride. You will get to where you want to go. You are successful, and to just be easy with yourself. You've accomplished so much already, and I would love to go back and tell myself that.
That's awesome. Well, Crystal, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your insight and wisdom, and thank you on behalf of the Young Practitioners Committee.
Of course, Kristen, it was fun, and I had a pleasure.